What's up with y'all, Chosen One Soul family? It's your boy Damien, back with another video installment. Today, I'm talking to my people out here about how to transmute your struggles into victory. And before I even get started, I want to thank the people who've been following me, connected to my channel, the people who've been sending donations. It's much appreciated, uh, and I'm grateful. And all the money that you guys send, I'm gonna be using this to build an infrastructure that will hopefully take part in helping a lot of people. And beyond that, let's just jump right into the video. So also, if you've been following my channel, you probably didn't heard bits and pieces of my story. Uh, and just to tell you the truth, I'd be kind of reluctant to jump into my past, mainly because I don't like to dig into it. I don't like to remember it. I want to move past it. I want to move into the highest light of myself, and which I have to my knowledge. But over the years, I feel like God has wanted me to tell my story, and sometimes we want to move past things, but sometimes the story is what people really connect with. And there's a lot of different moving pieces to my story, and sometimes it just overwhelms me to even want to jump into it. But uh, a couple months ago, I was thrown a curveball, and it kind of pushed me deeper into my purpose here. And early this year, late last year, I had went through uh, what I thought was my last challenge, which it which it wasn't. And like I said, a couple months ago, I was thrown a curveball, and it really pushed me into moving how God wants me to move. And when you think you have it all figured out, sometimes God has more to teach you. And He can only teach you by putting you in a certain position. And sometimes it may involve taking some losses, some unexpected losses, and just being in a position where you have to listen to a voice beyond, you know, uh, people, a voice beyond the information we seek, and it's just you and God. And what appeared to be like an unexpected struggle turned out to be uh, a very great lesson. And this kind of transitions into this video regarding transmuting your struggles into victory. And first of all, I think on the on the thumbnail it may say your rock bottom is your freedom. And I'll explain this here. So, like I said, if you've been following my story, uh, I've hit rock bottom multiple times, and I talk about this in my first book. And my first book is a recommended read. I would recommend for anybody that's going through something right now, and they trying to overcome uh, some type of life struggle. My book talks about resilience and developing a certain mentality. So all the information and any information I've ever gave you is based off my own life experience and um, the knowledge and wisdom I developed through going through certain things. Um, and like I've said said in the community, you stay in the darkness long enough, you'll meet the serpent of wisdom. And the serpent is out there in the darkness, and the darkness does serve a level of purpose. That's why we put in this 3D dimension. The darkness can give you tremendous growth if you are looking to take the lessons and not just become victimized, and this is mainly what this thing is about. This thing is really about developing the inner strength and learning to look towards the light. And those who really find meaning in the darkness and those who find some level of resolve and keep pushing, these are the people that inherit the kingdom. And these are the chosen people. So, and if you on my channel, I can only suspect that you are a chosen individual and you've been drawn to my channel and channels like this. And I want to tell you, like, the universe works off of laws, and everything is regulated. And if you're given a certain level of darkness, you'll be getting, and you manage to make it through that darkness, you'll be given a certain level of light because the pendulum swings. And I'll talk about this in another video that's going to be down in the description. Now, rock bottom is going to be different for a lot of people. For some people, rock bottom will be a monetary thing where you lose all your money or your material wealth, and you're not able to operate monetarily. For some, it's losing a relationship where your heart was truly invested and you gave everything to. For some, it's losing loved ones uh, that you thought you would never lose. And for some, it's being betrayed by everybody that you wholeheartedly um, gave to. Uh, for others, it is mental confusion, spiritual bankruptcy, and just being in a state of uh, mental, emotional despair. And so, rock bottom can be a lot of different things to a lot of different people. And for me, I've hit many levels of this rock bottom. Some on my own accord through ignorance, and some levels of these rock bottoms were just given to me because I would say, it was part of my journey. And at the time of going through it, I would it's not something you can look at and say, hey man, I know why I'm getting this rock bottom. It's for my good, because the feelings and emotions that you get from it don't feel good and you just want to escape it. But this is where transmutation comes in. And this is where you become a master at this, is when life challenges are thrown at you. And rather than wanting to escape, you embrace it. You sit there and you embrace it in acceptance. And you look towards like a north node. And this north node is knowing that we are all given like a soul contract. And whatever struggles we're given, there's something within us and inside of us, and there's a solution in which we must dig deep enough to find and make it pass and overcome. Because if you're still here, the fight is not over. So you still have some fight left. So, like I said, it's about redirecting your mentality and your mindset. So the one who embraces this rock bottom and doesn't run from it and learns to master their mental and their emotion in the midst of this rock bottom is the one which I say becomes like an alchemist. The, well, I would say becomes, yeah, an alchemist. But there's levels to alchemy. And what I mean by this is the one who embraces it is one level, but the one who can not only embrace it, somehow use these circumstances and turn it into gold. That is what you call a master alchemist. This person has learned how to take negative circumstances and transition it to gold. And alchemy is basically uh, turning metals into gold, but spiritual alchemy is the spiritual aspect of turning a negative circumstance into a positive circumstance. So if you have learned and developed the mindset mentality to do this, you can call yourself a master alchemist. And like I said, the first step to this is just learning to embrace. And this is hard because traditional human programming, we want to escape what's happening to us. But I like to look at life like this. Everybody wants to show up for all the wonderful and beautiful emotions. And you hear people say this all the time. I just want to be happy. I just want to be joyful. But I'm a realist. And what's real is the human experience is not just about happiness. There's 100 of different emotions that we experience. And if you can only select one of them and that's the only one you want to feel, it is it is not real. I mean, just in a run of a day, a person goes through many different moods and mental states. The normal person, and there's levels to this. Once you reach certain levels, you're able to maintain certain vibrations over a longer span of time, and different levels of vibrations where you just are totally unmoved by anything, and you are able to position yourself in a certain mental and emotional state. But humans have been taught life is about just happiness. From my perspective, we came here to experience life, and life is all of these emotions. Life is feeling awkward. Life is feeling weird sometimes. Life is feeling confused. Life is feeling happy, joyful. Life is feeling uncertain, then certain. Life is feeling off. Like there's a lot, ecstatic. There's a lot of different emotions the human goes through. And the one who embraces these emotions and these emotions is the one who masters the human experience. And this is something that has can only be taught through life and life and going through challenges. And if you're a chosen one, I know that you've been given your fair share of challenges. But at the same time, if you've been given your fair share of challenges, you've been given your fair share of very elated and like magical moments that most people won't experience because, like I said, there's a pendulum. If you can experience emotions on this end, it's gonna swing. It's gonna swing just as far on the other end, and you're gonna experience motions at that height. So there's a magic to being a chosen one, even though you may not be able to see it sometime. But the victory lies in you learning to embrace the human experience. While everybody runs from it and everybody wants to be a victim, you learn that there are only two choices in life. There's the one that is a victim, and there's the one that is the victor. And the truth is, the free will is the choice to choose which end of the spectrum you're going to be at. And the victory lies in just a choice. And I have a second book too that I had the links to my books, and this book is called Transcending the Darkness. This is about the spiritual path of uh, overcoming the lower self and moving to the higher self. And the truth about this, not the truth the programming has gave us, but the truth God gave me to give to the world. And like I said, me personally, I have moved deeper into my purpose, and I've been working. I wrote a book about I finished a book about a year ago, and I was waiting on the right time to put it out. And like I said, when the curveball happened to me about a couple months ago, I went back to the book and I actually had the time, and I rewrote it. I rewrote everything, and in just a year, I realized how much my perspective had changed. And I just felt like I didn't want to underserve people just to put something out. And I feel like I really turned this into something that is going to really save a lot of, really help a lot of people. I don't like to even use that thing, save a lot of lives, because we're not here to save anybody. People, we're here to be a voice of inspiration and plant a seed, and hopefully somebody finds the power to save themselves. But I want to appreciate everybody who on my channel uh, that follows me, and I read all the comments, and I do all the comments that I do see, and I'm very grateful that my life has some impact in my story of the things I went through, such as anxiety, OCD, depression, drug addiction, rock bottom, being a deviant, and a lot of different stuff. And I try to be more open with sharing these things um, as I make more videos. Uh, there's a documentary I did, and in this documentary, I kind of talk about what I went through with drug addiction, and I'll post a link to that in in my in the description. But I just want to encourage you guys, because I know a lot of the chosen people are going through very similar situations right now, where your faith has really been tested. And I want to encourage you to embrace the circumstances and look for the lesson, and know that God is walking with you. But you got to show God who you are and where your commitment lies. And with that said, I'm out. Love and wholeness to you all. And if you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to me through email. And if you want to donate to my mission, I also have information on that in the description. With all that said, stay strong, keep moving, keep faith, and keep your head up. I'm out.
And I was he couldn't stay at the hotel because it was like I had a friend. He was doing things like it was like running women, running drugs and stuff. It was like a lot of stuff going on for a teenager to be around. So and I couldn't. And we would stay at this girl's house I was dating. It was like a ex, and she would get mad at me, so I couldn't stay there. And we would be at the hotel, and I couldn't have him there, so I would send him back there, and she wouldn't let me, and I wouldn't. I would stay away because she would be mad at me, and I'd be at the hotel, and I was just doing math, and it was just like doing it to the point I was almost trying to see like if test and see if like I was gonna go crazy. It was doing enough to probably kill like 3 people. And one day my son showed up and looked at me, and I just seen him, and I was like, and I seen him, I could see the worry in him, and I could see him just looking at me, and I was like, man, it was just like, man, like, I can't let him, I gotta show him how, like, I gotta show him, like, regardless of what in your life, man, you gotta, you gotta take control, and I don't care how bad you look, and I was in a bad place then, I was in a bad place, and I just looked at him and said, I gotta represent for him. So it was one of those moments when you can choose self pleasure or you can choose something bigger than yourself. And I think really my son, looking at him, and I said I gotta show him like really what men do. So if life ever gets hard, he knows he can take charge and he can change it.